How off key I am. Let me start with the song. Aloha, e como vai? E nane, go ai kolohe, e Aulani. Aloha, e como vai? E Aulani, come nane, go ai kolohe, e Aulani. This is also a bad spot for me. We want to make sure you don't turn into a speed bump here either. We want to keep this aisleway nice and clear for people to get through. I know there's not a lot of space to go places, but I haven't actually moved from here. The story I'm going to share with you folks this evening is one of my favorite stories to tell here. Who wants to tell this story? One of the reasons I love to tell this story for particular is because this story involves a place you might be familiar with. It's a place down in that direction. It's a place called Pu'ulo. Now Pu'ulo was a very important place back in the days of old. There are lots of local ia or fish ponds there, lots of beautiful white sandy beaches, lots of great fishing spots and surfing spots. So Pu'ulo served as a gathering place for all the people of the Ewa district of Oahu. Now, Ewa shouldn't sound familiar to some of you because some of you are staying right over here in the Ewa Tower. If you are staying in the Ewa Tower, let me hear it make some noise. Like 12 people, all right. If you're staying the opposite side of the Waianae Tower, let me hear it make some noise. We also 12 people. Let's try it again. Anybody staying in the Ewa Tower, let me hear it. Anybody staying in the Waianae Tower, let me hear that. Anybody staying here needs to be escorted off. Your secret safe with me. Well, these two towers, Ewa and Waianae and Ewa, they get their name from two of the 6 moku, or traditional land districts of the island of Oahu. Here in Aulani, we sit between 2 districts. So to the west of us lies the moku, or the district of Waianae, which extends here all the way down to Kaena, the far western tip of Oahu. And to the east of us lies the moku of Ewa, which extends here all the way down to that place I was talking about, that place called Pu'ulo. As I said, Pu'ulo, it might be familiar to you. You might actually know it better by a different name. You might know that place is Pearl Harbor. But Pu'ulo, Pu means hill, Loa means long. It's one of the traditional names of the places, one of the traditional names of the place. And Pu'ulo did indeed serve as a gathering place for all the people of Ewa. They would come there to enjoy the sand, the surf, the sun, the sea, all the stuff you can do at the beach. In fact, there was so much to enjoy there at Pu'ulo. The visitors came not just from Ewa, not just from Oahu, but visitors came from far, 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 far beyond Oahu shore. There were so many visitors there at Pu'ulo that there was a very special protector of the place. And her name was Ka'ahupaha. And it was Ka'ahupaha's job to keep peace. Let's just put this thing down. One of the reasons I like to tell this story is because this story comes with a song. It's a song called Pu'ulo Ewa. Now, Pu'ulo in Hawaii means seashell, and Ewa, of course, refers to that dish. But here the song is not just about seashells. Indeed, the seashells are a metaphor for the industrious people of Ewa. And the song talks about how those people would gather there at Pu'ulo and shine like seashells in the sun. Let me try to sing the song. Listen closely for the name of our protector, Ka'ahupaha. And the name of that place I've been talking about, that place called Pu'ulo. Here we go, Pu'ulo Ewa. A'o Ewa I kanu, ana kanaka inawe mai. Ai ike kameho, o ka'aina, he aina ua kaulana. Maina, una mai, alo pula pu'ulo, he ala hele nuka. Folks, heard this stuff I was talking about. It comes out right at the end, yeah? And I see it kind of fast, so you kind of tell how off key I really am. Well, listen close, I go try again. A o ewa I ka nu ana kanaka e nau e mai. Ai ke ka mea ho o ka aina a ke aina ua kaulana. Vaina kuna mai. Alae Ula he ale hele no ka ahau. If you listen very closely, very sharply, you will hear the phrase Alae Ula he ale hele no ka ahau. What that phrase means basically is that Pu'ula was Ka'ahupa household. And she knew every nook and cranny, every corner of the place, every grain of sand, if you will. Now Ka'ahupa, our protector, she wasn't just any old person. In fact, to be quite frank with you, she wasn't really a person at all. She was a very special Malo. Oh, that's a good vocab word. Hold up, repeat after me. Malo. 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 That is how you say shark in Hawaii. She wasn't just any old Malo either. She was the queen shark of all of Oahu. She was our protector, our defender. In order to keep the peace amongst all the visitors that would come there, the visitors from the skies, the visitors from the seas, the visitors from the land, like us, she had some rules that she made sure everybody would follow. Kind of like the rules you folks might have in your house. In fact, she had 1, 2, 3 rules of the road. And these are kind of important, so I need you to hold Pili mind. I need you to repeat these after me, okay? Okay. Okay? Okay. Rule number 1, take care of each other.
Take care of each other.
To start. Rule number 2, always tell the truth.
Always tell the truth.
Get a little bit better. And rule number 3, this one was more for the sharks than for the humans. No eating people.
No eating people.
That one is generally the easiest rule to remember. But the other 2 are pretty important too. So pop quiz. What's rule number 1?
Take care of each other.
Slow Piper and take care of each other deep. What's rule number 2?
Always tell the truth.
Paraphrasing totally counts, always tell the truth. And finally, what's rule number 3?
Don't eat people.
Generally the easiest rule to remember. The whole back section here was very quiet. I may not want to go swimming with any of you. So following these 3 rules, everybody at Pu'ula got along. Or at least they did. Until one day when a malevolent mono came to visit a mischievous shark named Nikololo. And Nikololo came all the way from the big island of Hawaii. And he didn't come to follow any rules, oh no. He came to cause some trouble. He came to fill his belly with people! Now you find here that's an old Hawaiian custom that we bring a whole free gift when we go visit. It's one of the ways we take care of our hosts as they take care of us. This sounds like one of the rules, yeah? What's rule number 1?
Take care of each other.
Well, that's the first rule that we call a little fruit. As he brought no such gift for his host Ka'ahupa. He just lurked outside the harbor, sniffing, smelling all those tasty-looking people inside. Ka'ahupa, she noticed about there. And she called out to him. She said, "Hey, what are you doing out there?" "Oh, nothing," replied Nikololo. "I'm just admiring all these tasty-looking crab." Yeah, crab. Well, Ka'ahupa, she was no dummy. She could tell from that sly look on Nikololo's face that, well, he wasn't talking about crab. Indeed, he was lying. Which, of course, breaks rule number 2. What's rule number 2?
Always tell the truth.
And that's the second rule that Nikololo broke. As if lying itself weren't bad enough, he was lying by eating what?
People.
Which, of course, breaks rule number 3. What's rule number 3?
Don't eat people.
I think you can bear that. What's rule number 3?
Don't eat people.
1, 2, 3 strikes. It was time to kick Nikololo out. So Ka'ahupa rallied all the people of it together, gathered everyone there on the beach, and she had the fishermen in the area go out and lay a series of long nets stretching all the way across the harbor there. Now Nikololo, that mischievous mono, he had traveled all the way from the big island of Hawaii, all the way here to Oahu, all the way to the harbor there in Pu'ula to get himself some dinner. He was not about to be stopped by some flimsy little nets. No, he was a very hungry and a very determined mono. And he charged and he tore through the first net. And then he tore through another, and another, and another, and another, still until finally, only one single solitary net remained. The net with the smallest eyes. And that was the one that caught people. The people of Pu'ula, they rallied together. They grabbed onto that net, and they pulled. They dragged that giant shark up onto the shore when they and they left him to dry out in the hot, hot sun. The sun was so hot that day that the giant mono shriveled up in its heat, getting smaller and smaller and smaller still, until finally all that remained of Nikololo was his tongue, sizzling there on the shore. The people of Pula, they went back to their normal lives, back to their fishing, their surfing, their sand castles made good. And the little Elio, the little dog came cruising along, just a little beach dog. The dog noticed something there on the shore and he circled it. Because that's pretty much what dogs do, they check stuff out. He pawed at it, he sniffed at it, he tasted it. Now what do you folks think a hungry little beach dog would do with a nice, tasty, meaty, savory morsel of shark tongue jerky like that? That's exactly what he did! He ate it up. And that would seem to be the end of Equal Low, no? Except not quite. You see, the sun that was so hot that it dried up that giant shark. It was enough to make that little dog want to go for a swim. So the dog ran down the beach, ran down to the edge of the water, and then he jumped into the ocean. But when he did, something began to change. The dog's body began to grow. Its legs began to shrink. Its face changed shape, elongating up. Its skin turned gray, and out of its back sprouted, bing, a fin. You see, even though that giant mono had shriveled up in the heat of the sun, all of his mana, his spiritual power, the very essence of his being, well, his mana didn't dry up with him. Instead, it concentrated to what remained of the shark, namely his tongue. So that little dog ate up the shark's tongue and then jumped into the ocean, back into the shark's home. The mana of the shark overtook the dog. And that little Elio, that little dog, became that giant mono, that big shark. Mikololo had been saved by his tongue, so to speak. Now, even though that mischievous, malevolent, monstrous, murderous, mammoth, man-eating mono called Mikololo had escaped with his life, he was smart enough to know that it was time to leave town. And he left the harbor. And he swam all the way back to his home in the big island of Hawaii, never to bother the peaceful people of Pula again. Let me try that song one more time. O ewa I kanu ana kanaka e nau e mai ai I ke kameo o ka aina a he aina ua kaulana mai na kukuna mai alo hula pula he ala hele no ka Now that's a pretty famous song where I'm from. That sounds vague and familiar to some of you out there. There's another version with English lyrics, not quite a translation. And it goes like this. Early shells from the ocean, shining in the sun, coloring the shore. When I see them, my heart tells me that I love you more than all those little early shells. I love hula hula, hey, ala hele no ka. One more storytelling tonight at 9 o'clock.